You're still under oath, eh?
Usasengaphansi kwesifungo ngithi.
Yeah.
Noted number.
Mr. Sibia, the next transaction is we're still busy with exhibit triple E in brackets 1. The next transaction that we are looking at is the one that occurred on the 30th of September 2014. It's payment received from SARS in the amount of 6,594 rand and 52 cents.
Dobheka manje le transaction eyenzeke mhla ka-30 September kunyaka 2014 okuyimali ke engenile ebuya kwa-SARS okuyimali elingana u-6,594.52 cents.
Yayibona.
I see it.
Then on the same day, the 30th of September 2014, there was a cash withdrawal at ATM Johannesburg Kerk in Johannesburg in the amount of 1,600 rand.
Ngalo lona lolo suku la kamhla ka-30 September kunyaka ka-2014 kwasekhishwa ke imali kwi-ATM yase Johannesburg eKerk eJohannesburg imali engango 1,600 rand.
Yayibona.
I see it.
I'm still maintaining that you cannot say whether it's yourself or Mbali who made this withdrawal.
Usamile ke enkulumeni yakho yokuthi ke awazi ukuthi ubani okhiphele imali phakathi kwakho noMbali.
Yebo sasho kanjalo namanje.
Yes, I still maintain that.
Then on the same day, a cash withdrawal fee was levied of 460, and there was also interest received of 70 cents. An SMS notification fee was also levied on the account in the amount of 5 rand. On the same day, the 30th of September 2014.
Mhla ka-30 kuSeptember ke ku-2014 kwathathwa ke imali yokuthi ke ukhipha ke ukusebenzisa noma ke ukhipha kwemali kanti ke kwavela ke nemali ye-interest khona lapho nemali ke ye-SMS notification kuyimali leyo ukuthi ke uya ma-withdrawa bese ke ama-SMS angena kumakhalekhukhwini wakho ngalo lona lelo langa la kamhla ka-30.
Lalela.
I'm listening.
Then on the 1st of October 2014, there were purchases made on the account at Spitz Johannesburg, gives a cut that was used to pay for the purchases as 7961, and the purchases were in the amount of 1,665.
Mhla ka-1 ku-October kunyaka 2014 ke eSpitz eJohannesburg kwasetshenziswa ke leli khadi eliphelela inamba yakhona ngo-7961 eSpitz kwakhokhelwa ngalo ke kwakhokhelwa imali engango 1,665 cents.
Yayibona.
I see it.
Then on the same day, the 1st of October 2014, there was an ATM cash withdrawal at ATM Foslores Naledi in the amount of 500 rand.
Kanti ke futhi ngalo lona lelo suku lolo lweyi-1 zaka October ku-2014 kwaseke khishwa ke imali engango 500 rand e-ATM yase Foslores Naledi.
Yayibona.
I
La
see
bhala
that.
uma phosphorus la.
Here it's written Mavo Foslores. Mav
Yes.
Foslores.
Ngoba lena lethi mina kuyikuthi phela ngoba angiqondi ukuthi ina lethi ikuphi sephosphorus or Katlehong ngoba kwezinye indawo ibhala Katlehong kwezinye indawo ibhala phosphorus. Angiyazi ukuthi ina lethi yadingaka.
I am confused now with regards to this Naledi because here on this statement it's written Mavo Phosphorus, and now there was a Naledi in Phosphorus, a Naledi in Katlehong. So I don't know where is this Naledi actually.
Yes, it says ATM cash withdrawal, ATM Phosphorus, Naledi. Do you know anything about this transaction?
Kukhona okwaziyo ngale transaction yenzeke Naledi.
ngoba ngishilo ukuthi ama transaction angeke ngikwazi ukukhetha ukuthi le yawami la akambala.
As I've already indicated that I would not be in a position to select transactions to say this one was done by myself or by Mbali.
Do you perhaps recall as to what was purchased at Spitz, Johannesburg?
Uyakhumbula mhlawumbe ukuthi ke kwakuthengweni ke eSpitz eJohannesburg.
Angikhumbuli ngathi kwakuthengwa ini ngalolu suku lolo eSpitz.
I do not remember as to what is it that was purchased at Spitz on this day.
Yes. And when we're dealing with exhibit triple E in brackets 5, we also see that purchases were made at Spitz, Carlton Center, Johannesburg, on the 16th of July, 2015, at 13:54 for goods and services using the Nedbank card.
Siyabona futhi ke kubufakazi number EE5 ukuthi ke kukhona i-transaction eyenzakala ke mhla ka-16 kuJuly unyaka 2015 khona lapho eSpitz ngesikhathi saka 13:54 ngekhadi laseNedbank.
Ngale
I'm listening.
So this was not the first transaction at Spitz in Johannesburg.
Kwakungasikokuqala ke kuthengwa kuthengwa ke eSpitz. Kwakungasikokuqala.
akuseyoqala ziningi kakhulu izinto zaseSpitz esithengile thina. Ziningi kakhulu.
Yes, it was not the first time. There are many items that we purchased from Spitz. There are many items.
When we were dealing with the photos of the pointings out, exhibit GG1, we saw that you were wearing Cavella shoes. We'll try and show them there on the screen. We're just trying to get the image ready. Yes. These shoes that you're wearing, what is the brand name of those shoes?
Igama lalesicathulo ke usigqokile kulesi sithombe. Yini igama laso?
Icavella.
It's a Cavella.
And where were they purchased?
Zathengwa kuphi ke lezi izicathulo?
Zithengwe eSpitz, zathengwe eSpitz.
They are bought at Spitz. These were bought at Spitz.
Yes. So you are the one who made these purchases at Spitz on these days that you've mentioned, the 1st of October 2014.
Uwena wathenga ke lezi zicathulo eSpitz mhla ka-1 ku-October kunyaka ka-2014.
umshushi siyangitshela noma uyangibuza
Is this a question or it's a question or is it a statement?
Yes, we asking you if you are the one who made those purchases
Uwumbuzo lo ukuthi
in light of your answer that you bought the Cavella shoes at Spitz.
ngokuthi wena uqeda kusho manje ukuthi wena lezi zicathulo wazithenga ke eSpitz. Umshushisi uthi ke umbuzo lokuthi uwena yini owathenga izicathulo mhla ka-1 ku-October ku-2014 eSpitz na?
cha
No.
lezi zicathulo zekhavela ke nazo so akusizona lezi kuphela namanje ngigqoke zona izicathulo zekhavela angeke umshushisi azongitshela ukuthi uma ebona i-transaction bese ethi ngathenga lezi zicathulo ngomhla ka-1 ku-October 2014 akukho kanjalo akaze ngize ngithenga lezi zicathulo ngomhla ka-1 2014
I have set of Cavella shoes and at this present moment, I am wearing a pair of Cavella shoes and therefore the prosecutor cannot allege or suggest that I'm the one that I bought these shoes depicted on the picture on the 1st of October. So I have quite a pairs of these Cavella shoes.
And all of them bought at Spitz.
Wonke lama Cavella wakho wathenga eSpitz.
yabathenga Spitz
Yes, they are bought eSpitz.
kodwa hayi ukuthi iSpitz saseJozi kuphela eJimmy sikhona iSpitz eSantini sikhona iSpitz eJozi sikhona iSpitz
But it-
angeke ezothi umshushisi lezi zicathulo lezi ngizithenga eSpitz saseJozi
But it cannot only be bought in Spitz in Johannesburg only. There is a Spitz in Germiston. There is a Spitz kuphi futhi?
Santini
Sentin. And then the prosecutor cannot therefore say that I specifically bought this pair at Johannesburg Spitz.
Yes, we're not confining the purchase only on the 1st of October. We mentioned that another purchase was made at Spitz on the 16th of July 2015 at Spitz Carlton Center
Sikhulume futhi nanga
using the NetBank card.
ukuthi kuye kwasetshenziswa futhi ikhadi lase-Nedbank mhla ka-16 kuJulayi ku-2015 khona lapho eSpitz.
ngilalela
I'm listening.
Do you have any comment?
Ukho ngathanda ukuphawula kulokho.
Do you reiterate your previous response?
Manje noma uphinda lempendulo yakho uqeda ukuyiphendula manje noma ke ukhona ungathanda ukuphawula kukho.
masikhuluma ngalesi sicathulo lesi masikhuluma ngecathulo esithengwe 2018 lesicathulo lesi
If
masikhuluma
we-
ngecathulo lesithengwe 2018 lesicathulo lesi
If we are referring to this pair, which the witness is pointing to the screen, if you are referring to that pair of shoes, they were bought in 2018.
But to say you bought other pairs of Cavella shoes at Spitz previously, is that
Kodwa ke
correct?
uthe uke wazithenga futhi ezinye izicathulo eziyikhavela khona lapha eSpitz ngaphambilini.
yeah
Yes.
Thank you. If we can just go,
nombale beyigqoka khavela
Mbali also wore Cavella.
if we can go back to that transaction of the 30th of September 2014, where there were inflow of funds into your account from SARS in the amount of 6,594 and 52 cents. What was that payment for from SARS?
Mhla ka-30 kuSeptember kunyaka 2014 kwangena ke imali iphuma kwaSARS le eyi-6,594.52 cents. Kwakuyiyani le mali?
imali yasesasa ngisuke kuyi-tax return
This would be your SARS tax return.
Was it after your assessment?
After your?
Assessment.
Mase baqeda ke ukubheka ukuthi ke uya qualify ukuthi ungayithola i-SARS yakho back.
basuke sebebhekile ngithi mawusebenza ngonyaka kuba nesikhathi sokuthi beninikeza amaphepha asesals ukuthi ungahambe uyisubmithela or ungazenzela wena ilokhu ukuthi uyibhekele wena ukuthi bakutaxe kahle or kakhulu so unyaka nonyaka bayayenza leyo nto leyo bekunikeza amaphepha.
As and when you are employed on a yearly basis or annual basis, the employer would give you papers for you to see as to whether the deductions were correct or incorrect. And then you can check for yourself of your returns and then you submit.
Then 1 October 2014, there was an ATM cash withdrawal fee of 460. Then on the 1st of October 2014, there was a pre-purchase transaction in the amount of 50 rand. Was this for airtime?
Mhlaka 1 ku-October ke kulapho ke kwathengwa kuye kwaba khona imali okhokhiswayo nokusebenzisa ke ibhangi kanti ke futhi kwaba nalapho kuthengwa i-transaction esibili ibonisa ke ukuthi kuthengwa i-prepaid manje uyabuza umshushi ukuthi airtime le ayithengwa la noma
Kungcono bantwa bekuze umuntu wase eCapitec ngoba lembuzo le special lembuzo le engibuzayo mina la kugcina ngathi ngibuza umshushisi imibuzo kanti mina kumele ngiphendule kodwa kuba kwakuze umuntu wasebank ngabe eminye imibuzo bengikwazi ukuthi ngiyibuze kuye angiphendule ngithi ngiza eboxing bengazi ukuthi lento eso ihamba kanje lento eso ihamba kanje lento eso ihamba kanje.
It would have been better if a Capitec agent was called here to come and explain certain things to me or clarify certain things to me so that I would ask them questions because now when I'm required to respond, it comes out in a form of a question which is likely to be directed to the prosecutor. So then I would have known if the Capitec agent was here, I would have known what all these transactions reflect. And then when I come to the witness stand, then I'm able to answer correctly to what I know.
Ngoba namanje nje umshushisi uyongifundela izinto eziyangitshena ukuthi lokho kuyilokho manje mase ephinda futhi efunda into la phansi ephinde eyibuze kimi kodwa bantu umuntu wase Capitec ngabe uyu umuntu osichazelayo ukuthi uma ibhale kanje iCapitec isuke isho ukuthi lokho kuyilokho.
Because in this very same point, the prosecutor is the one that is pointing out to me all these transactions and then now asking me questions. If the Capitec agent was here, then that would have been the accurate person to be posed these questions to.
Then on the 1st of October 2014, there's an entry, it says correction, prepaid purchase. Then the next transaction, again on the 1st of October 2014, says prepaid purchase MTN.
Baye bayilungisa ke mhla ka 1 ku October 2014 baye bayilungisa ke le ndaba yokuthenga ke kwe prepaid le bese ke ba fika ke umlayezo ukuthi ke kuthengwa ke mhla ka 1 October 2014 kuthengwa ke i prepaid ye MTN ya 50 rand.
So
Ngoba bengeke ngasho ngaleli phepha leli ukuthi uma linama mistake ekuqaleni la ukuthi u2007 engavula ngawo iaccount ayoba mangakanani azoba ngaphakathi ama mistake uma siqhubeka ne mistake kukhona mistake esiyibonayo ngoba ngisho namanje abantu kukhona umuntu wase Nedbank ngabe uyu umuntu osichazela kahle ukuthi uma bethi bayilungisa uma kwenzakaleni.
I have earlier indicated that I noted that there was a mistake with regards to this document because they're saying that this account was opened in the year 2007. I made mention of the fact that if we are saying this mistake of 2007, what more am I going to answer to or what other mistakes are we going to find here? So now if this agent or Capitec agent was here, he was going to tell us as to what is this correction prepaid purchase and how do they fix it.
Ngoba la sengibona ngathi ngishawa ifanda ngempilo yami la impilo yami le kodwa izinto zakhona kumele siqondile ukuze ngizophendula into eqondile uma kuza into engaqondile ngempilo yami shuthi mina ngiriska ngempilo yami kunabantu abariska ngempilo yami namanje.
I think now these documents are being brought to gamble with my life because this is my life now that they are gambling with.
yes, Mr. Sibia, the statement speaks for itself. On the 1st of October 2014, you made a prepaid purchase of 50 rand the transaction did not go through. The next transaction shows a correction. You were credited with the 50 rand. Then you then purchased MTN airtime for 100 rand.
Bathi ke mhla ka 1 October 2014 wazama ke ukuthenga ke i-airtime ayizange ingene bese ke yabuyiswa ke leyo mali ngo 50 rand wase ke wathenga ke i-airtime ye-MTN.
Uma umshushisi ngoba ngicina ngathi ngibuza umshushisi imbuzo kodwa ngisuke ngifuna ukuthi nami ngicaceleke ukuthi kwenzakalani ngoba kuba bekuza umuntu wasebank ngabe uyena umuntu engimbuzile uma bethi ngithenga i-airtime ingathengeki uma bethi benza bathi balungisa leso simo ukuthi bengithenga i-airtime uma bengithenga i-airtime bekwenze njani uma sekukhona lapha futhi engithenga khona i-airtime ilo babuyisa imali ekhadini or benza kanjani angazi mina.
It would seem that now I'm posing this question to the prosecutor, but I also seek clarity on this because they're saying that I purchased a airtime and then it did not go through. So they made a correction on this prepaid purchase and then now I purchased MTN. So I want to find out if this person was here, I was going to be able to have clarity as to whether they bring back the money or what do they credit me with airtime or what.
Which MTN number were you using at the time?
Ngaleso sikhathi wasebenzisa yiphi number ye-MTN?
Shilathi MTN ayisebenzisa lesina ngo909.
I did say that the MTN number that I was using, the last numbers were 909.
La sikhuluma ngale 50 rand uthi yabuyela kuphe ekhadini back uma izothi umshushisi ngabuye ngaphinde ngathenga futhi le mali le esikhuluma ngayo le 50 rand uthi yabuyela accountini noma yabuye yenzakala kanjani ngoba nala ukuphinda kuthiwa ngithenge khona une airtime ye-MTN akuveli ukuthi iyemalini le airtime le akhuluma ngayo.
We are now on this 50 rands airtime that you said was purchased and there was a correction that was made and then it was later purchased again, this MTN airtime, and it does not specify how much of airtime was bought.
Sir, we have shown the entries to you on your account that you purchased airtime for 50 rand. One can see the balance there was 2,822 rand and 7 cents. After you bought the 50 rands worth of airtime, then you were credited the 50 rand back. We see that your balance now is 2,872. It has increased by 50 rand. So it was paid back into the account, and you then purchased airtime worth 100 rand. We can see that the balance now is 2,772. It's 2,872 minus 100 rand is 2,772.07.
Masicacise ke ngale ndlela ubona ke wathenga ke i-airtime ya 50 rand ayizange ingene yaphinde yabuyiselwa ke ifike ke ibalance mawucela ukuthenga bekuyi 2,822 7 cent and then bese ke mase bayibuyisa le 50 rand leya yale airtime engangenanga bese yakhuphuka ke ibalance ethi 2,822 7 cents wase ke uthenga ke i-airtime ya 100 rand iyehla futhi ibalance ethi 2,772 7 cents.
Lale.
I'm listening.
Yes. 2 October 2014, there was a purchase made at TRW, I suppose it's Truworths, 101 Johannesburg, using the card 7961, and the purchases at Truworths were in the amount of 199 rand.
Mhlaka 2 October 2014 kubonakala la ukuthi kwathengwa TRW umshushiso uyacabangela ukuthi Truworths lena ke 101 Johannesburg kwasebenzisa lona lekhadi leli eligcina ngo7961 wathenga ke izinto noma kwakhokhelwa ke izinto ezingenza i199.
Lale.
I'm listening.
Are you the one who made these purchases?
Wena wathenga lapho?
Bayithi umshushisi yacabanga ukuthi Truworths mina ngizokhumbula kanjani.
If the prosecutor is saying that they assume that is Truworths, how am I going to know?
Yes, but sir, the question is, Did you make these purchases at Truworths on the 2nd of October 2014, Johannesburg,
Umbuzo umile ke ukuthi mhla ka 2 October
499 rands?
2014 wathenga lapha ke Truworths ke wathenga izinto ezingenza i199.
Hayi ngoba ngisho ukuthi leli card lebesisebenzisa nombali so mangathi umbali noma ngathi yimi ngabe ngikhuluma iphutha kodwa kuphakathi kwethu soyithuka ngikhumbula ukuthi ubani wasebenzisa.
As I've indicated that this card was used by myself, both myself and Mbali, and I'd be making a mistake if I was going to say it's surely myself or Mbali, but it was used by both of us.
2 October 2014, there was a ATM cash withdrawal at ATM Phosphorus Naledi in the amount of 600 rand.
Wakhishwa futhi imali ke mhla ka 2 October 2014 yakhishwa ke Phosphorus Naledi imali engango 600 rand.
Yayibona.
I see it.
And then on the same day, a ATM cash withdrawal fee of 460 was levied on the account, and also an SMS notification fee of 40 cents. Then on the 5th of October 2014, ATM cash withdrawal at ATM Phosphorus Naledi in the amount of 1,450.
Wakhokhiswa ke imali yokudonsa noma ke imali yokusebenzisa ibhangi kwaba imali engango 460 nemali ke yokuthumela ke imilayezo kumakhala ekhukhwini yaba u40 cent kanti ke bese kwakhishwa ke imali engango 1,450 rand endaweni yaseNaledi ePhosphorus ngomhla ka 5 kuOctober 2014.
Yayibona.
I see it.
6 October 2014, there was a branch cash deposits notes at Phosphorus Naledi Mall in the amount of 300 rand.
Kwafakwa ke imali ngaphakathi ebhangi yase ePhosphorus mhla ka 6 kuOctober 2014 imali engango 300 rand.
Yayibona.
Yes, I said.
Did you go into the branch to make this deposit?
Waya wena ngaphakathi ebhangi wayofaka leyo mali.
Cha ngoba ngisho ukuthi mina bengihlala ekhaya umuntu ongafaka le mali ngaba umbali or omunye umuntu ongayifaka ungesiyena umbali. Umuntu deposita noma ubani.
As I've already indicated that I was staying at the homelands, the person who might have deposited this money could have been Mbali or any other person.
9 October 2014, there is an ATM cash withdrawal at ATM Phosphorus in the amount of 100 rand.
Ishwa ke futhi imali mhla ka 9 kuOctober 2014 khona lapha ke ATM yase Naledi ePhosphorus.
Yayibona.
I see it.
10 October 2014, there was a prepaid purchase MTN in the amount of 12 rand.
Mhla ka 10 kuOctober ke 2014 kuthengwa ke i-airtime ya 12 rand ye-MTN.
Yayibona.
I see it.
11 October 2014, ATM cash withdrawal at ATM Phosphorus Naledi in the amount of 100 rand.
Wakhishwa ke imali mhla ka 11 kuOctober 2014 imali engange 100 rand khona lapha ePhosphorus eNaledi.
Yayibona.
I see it.
Next page, page 16. Second transaction from the top, 14 October 2014. There's pre-purchase MTN, 12 rand.
Mhla ka 13 kuOctober 2014 kuthengwa ke iMTN ye 12 rand noma ke i-airtime ye 12 rand.
Yayibona.
I can see that.
15 October 2014, ATM cash withdrawal at ATM Phosphorus in the amount of 50 rand.
Mhla ka 15 kuOctober kunyaka 2014 khishwa ke imali ATM Phosphorus ePhosphorus imali engange 50 rand.
Yayibona.
I see it.
Again, 15 October 2014, ATM cash withdrawal at ATM Phosphorus Naledi in the amount of 80 rand.
Ishwa futhi ke imali engange 80 rand kuyo le ATM yaseFosloras naledi mhla ka 15 ku-October ku-2014.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
16 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
16 October 2014 kuthengwa ke i-prepaid noma ke i-airtime MTN ye 12 rand.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
16 October 2014, ATM cash withdrawal at Lesedi City, Vosloorus. The amount was 150 rand.
Wakhishwa futhi ke imali engango 150 rand khona ngomhla ka 16 ku-October khona lapha ke endaweni yase Lesedi City eVosloorus. Imali engange 150 rand.
Ngiyayibona.
I can see it.
16 October 2014, a cash withdrawal fee was levied on account 730. Then 18 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN.
Mhla ka 16 ke badonsa ke imali yokusebenzisa ke umshini noma yokusebenzisa ibhangi bese ke mhla ka 18 ku-October uthengwa ke i-airtime ya 12 rand ye MTN.
Ngiyabona.
I see that.
Sorry, 18 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
Mhla ka 18 October 2014 kuthengwa ke i-MTN i-airtime ya MTN ya 12 rand.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
You did mention yesterday that your account was linked to your cell phone number, is that correct?
Uchazile izolo ukuthi ke i-account yakho le yase Capitec beyixhumaniswe ke nayo umakhalekhukhwini wakho.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you'd have been the one who purchased this airtime, MTN airtime?
Bekuzoba uwe kuthenge le airtime ye MTN.
Yeah.
Yes.
20 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
20 October mhla ka 2014 kuthengwa ke i-airtime ye 12 rand futhi ye MTN.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
Again, 20 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
Kuthengwa futhi ngalo lona lolo suku la mhla ka 20 October kuthengwa ke i-airtime futhi ya 12 rand ye MTN.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
So two purchases made for prepaid MTN airtime in the amounts of 12 rand respectively on both occasions.
Kuthengwe ke i-airtime ya MTN kabili ya 12 rand ngosuku olulodwa.
21 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
21 October.
Yes, 21 October 2014, prepaid purchase MTN 12 rand.
Mhla ka 21 October nayi i-airtime ya 12 rand futhi yathengwa MTN.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
22 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
Thengwa futhi ke mhla ka 22 October 2014 airtime ya 12 rand ye MTN.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
23 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
Futhi mhla ka 23 October 2014 kuthengwa ke i-airtime ye MTN ye 12 rand.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
24 October 2014, prepaid purchase MTN 12 rand.
Mhla ka 24 October kuthengwa ke i-airtime ya 12 rand ya MTN.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
25 October 2014 pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
25 October 2014, airtime ya MTN ye 12 rand.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
We know that this is the day before the deceased was killed.
Siyazi ukuthi ke mhla ka 25 kwakuyisuku ngaphambi kokuthi ke kushone ke umufi.
Then
I'm listening.
26 October 2014, the day on which the deceased was killed, there's pre-purchase MTN 30 rand.
Kanti ke mhla ngalelo langa ke kwashona ngalo umufi nge 26 zika October kuyathengwa futhi ke airtime ya 12 rand ye MTN
No, 30.
30 rand. Nay ya MTN mhla ka 26 October.
Ngiyayibona airtime yakhe ngamthola mhla ka 26 October.
I can see the airtime bought on the 26th of October.
Then the day after the deceased was killed, 27 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
Ngosuku olulandelayo ke umufi sekabulewe ngomhla ka 27 ku-October kunyaka 2014 wathengwa ke futhi MTN ya 12 rand.
Ngiyayibona yathengwa mhla ka 27 October futhi 12 rand.
Yes, I can see the airtime bought on the 27th of October for 12 rands.
28 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
Mhla ka 28 kuthengwa futhi ke i-airtime ya 12 rand ye MTN.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
28 October 2014, prepaid purchase MTN 30 rand.
Thengwa futhi mhla ka 28 airtime ya 30 rand ye MTN.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
30 October 2014, prepaid purchase MTN 12 rand.
Mhla ka 30 ku-October 2014 kuthengwa futhi i-airtime ya MTN ya 12 rand.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
31 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
Mhla ka 31 nakhona kuthengwa ke i-airtime ya 12 rand ye MTN.
Ngiyayibona.
I see it.
31 October 2014, pre-purchase MTN 12 rand.
Thengwa futhi ke mhla ka 31 October i-airtime ya 12 rand ye MTN.
Ngiyayibona.
I can see it.
So, Mr. Sibia, we see that from the 18th of October 2014 up to the 31st of October 2014, you purchased prepaid MTN.
Siyabona ukuthi kusukela mhla ka 18 ku-October kunyaka 2014 kufikela mhla ka 31 ku-October ke bowuthenga ke airtime ye MTN.
All in all, it's about 216 rands.
Masihlanganisiwe yonke ke ngenza imali engange 216 rand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there an explanation for this?
Ikhona incazelo yalokho
Mangithenga airtime.
for buying airtime.
Yes, that there's this high frequency use of prepaid MTN airtime from the period 16 October to 31 October 2014 that doesn't reflect anywhere else in your bank statement.
Ukuthi ke izinga eliphezulu kangaka lokuthenga ke i-airtime lena kusukela mhla ka 18 kufikela mhla ka 31 evela la ku bank statement yakho.
Airtime.
Just wondering, where does the state get the information from that this transaction refer to the purchase of airtime? Because it says here prepaid purchase MTN. We don't know whether this is data or whether this is airtime. So the state says, let Mr. Sibia explain why this high frequency of airtime purchase. That's why I'm asking, where does he get information from that this was indeed airtime?
Well, we did ask Mr. Sibia earlier on when we were dealing with the second transaction as to whether this was for purchase of airtime, and he confirmed. But you can clarify that yourself, Mr. Sibia.
Umnumzane Mnisi ke uthi ke ufuna ukwazi ukuthi abashushisi imininingwane yokuthi ke le prepaid ebhalwe la kulesi statement kusho ukuthi kwakuyi airtime bayithatha. Umshushisi ke maye kubuza masiqalele kulela khasi elinye lela umbuzo wesibili wakhe wawubuza ukuthi ke wawuthenga i-airtime yini wena impendulo yakho kwakuba ukuthi ke yebo ngangithenga i-airtime manje ke uthi ucela ukuthi wena mhlawumbe uyicacise.
Umshushisi uyongitshela nje airtime ngoba ngisho ukuthi lokhu sisuke ngale umshushisi uyongitshela yonke lento le ukuthi yini le ukuthi yini le yenzakala kanjani lokhu ngivuma lokho angitshela khona.
The prosecutor is the one that is telling me or that told me that this was airtime, and then on the previous page as well I've indicated that the prosecutor is the one that keeps on telling me this is what and this is what, so I'm answering to what he's telling me.
Yes, but in the light of your counsel's objection, can you clarify, was this airtime or was this data?
Manje ke njengoba ubaba umnisi sathi unenkinga ngendlela abashushisi bayibeka ngayo ukuthi ke i-airtime, sicela ukuthi usichazisele ke wena ukuthi kwakuyi airtime noma kwakuyini.
Umshushisi ngicela ukuthi ngaba uye ongaba sesimeni sokuthi asitshele la ukuthi kwakuyi airtime or kwakuyini ngoba mina ngasengishithi isikhathi leto lesinesikhathi eside angisakhumbuli ukuthi yayenzakala kanjani. Umshushisi yena njengomuntu ofundile la wathola ukuthi ngoba kungezanga umuntu wase Capitec nje ngizokhona mhlawumbe ukuthi asichazele bese kwazi ukungibuza imibuzo ngayo. Uye umuntu ongaba sesimeni sokuthi achaze ukuthi le kwakuyini kwakuyi data or kwakuyi airtime.
The prosecutor is the one who's in a better position to can tell us as to whether this was airtime or whether it was data, or because the person from Cape Town or the agent from Cape Town, Capitec, pardon me, my lord, Capitec was not called to can come and clarify that aspect. And furthermore, that these things happened a long time ago, so I cannot remember.
Yes. But anyway, between the 18th of October 2014 and the 31st of October 2014, there were 15 transactions for recharge of prepaid purchase MTN. Those transactions that you just put in record, there were 15 of them.
Why 15 ke ama transactions lawo noma ke ukuthengwa we prepaid kusukela mhla ka-18 kufikela mhla ka-31 ku-October nyaka 2014. Mase siwabalile wonke njengoba sesiwafundile abawu-15.
Yebo umshushisi futhi owabalile mina ngawabali.
The prosecutor is the one that counted them. I have not.
You can count them.
Ngawabala. Is it from the 18th to the 31st?
Yes.
From me 18, together with 81.
Am I 15?
Yes, they are 15.
And we see that on the 26th of October 2014, the day that the deceased was killed, there was a higher recharge than previously of 30 rand prepaid purchase MTN.
Siyabona ukuthi mhla ka-26 ku-October 2014 ngalelo langa lelo umufi eshone ngalo izinga noma ke intengo iye yathi ukukhuphuka wathengwa ke i-airtime ya 30 rand.
That proposition is incorrect. If we look contextually at exhibit EE1, it shows from the beginning of the statement that the witness or whoever, let me not say him, whoever bought that prepaid purchase from MTN, it happened every second day, and it will be typically the 50 bucks, 50 rand that was talked about, that was reversed and bought the following day. It's a higher purchase. There's other 30 rands in between. So this 30 rand is not unique, doesn't stand out.
Yes, sir.
Well, my lord, is there. We're talking about the once-off purchases up to that point. 30 rand once-off is the highest, but you know it speaks for itself. Then also on the 30th, there was also a 30 rand recharge of prepaid purchase MTN.
Ngabe yini khona incazelo yini engachaza ukuthi ke kuthengwe u-airtime noma MTN prepaid lane amahlandla aze afike noma isibalweni saka 15
umshushisi ngamele qale ngichaze engikhumbuze qala ukuthi yini le i-airtime or i-data qala bese ngikwazi ukuthi ngimphendule ke.
Firstly, the prosecutor would have to assist me in clarifying to me whether this was airtime or data, then I'll be able to answer correctly.
Ngoba kuba umuntu wase Capitec ebezositshela ukuthi lento le iyini.
If the Capitec agent was here, she or he was going to tell us as to what prepaid is this.
Yes, it's immaterial whether it was airtime or data. The question remains, is there an explanation of these recharges?
Akukhathalekisekile ukuthi ke data noma airtime. Kodwa ke sikhona yini incazelo yokuthengwa kwale prepaid ye MTN ukuze kufike ke isibalweni amahlandla u15 wonke.
Uma kuthengwe lento le i-MTN noma ngabe i-data noma ngabe i-airtime kukhomba ukuthi mhlambe mangisekhaya kukhomba ukuthi la engivamise ukuthenga khona i-airtime ngaleso sikhathi leso babengenayo, so kwakumele ngisebenzise ifoni ukuze ngithenge lento le engiyithengayo.
The explanation would be that the purchase of this prepaid group, be it data, be it airtime, that would mean that in the homelands wherein I buy airtime or where I normally buy airtime, they do not have, then I would have to use my bank app to purchase the prepaid.
Ngoba emakhaya kufana la eGola kukho nesitolo la isitolo siba yi1 emakhaya. Uma i-airtime ingekho kuleso sitolo leso kuye kumele ukuthi ubone iplan ukuthi uyithola kanjani i-airtime mawuyidinga mawuthi udinga idatha ubone ukuthi uthola kanjani mawudinga.
And since in the homelands it's not like here in Gauteng where you find multiple house shops, so there will be one house shop, and when you don't find it there, then you'll have to make a plan to buy airtime.
You also in that period, you were using a cell phone that ends with 197. I'm sorry, let me just get the. We are also using the number 0793 790 137.
079,
37
yes,
90
90
137.
137. Bosebenzisa ke le nombolo le ethi 079 3790 137.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, once again, the question that we pose to you, Mr. Sibiya, is that if you had the use of this number, the Vodacom number, why was it necessary to make all these 15 recharges during this period?
Manje ke umbuzo uthi ke makuwukuthi usebenzisa le nombolo le yocingo uye Vodacom okungani ngokufanele ukuthi uthenge ke lama airtime o12 rand.
As the court proceeds, my lord, this is a very big question. Does the state imply that the Vodacom number had airtime on it? Is that the question?
The witness, my lord, has already said he was making use of that Vodacom number, and we then asking the witness if he had use of the Vodacom number, why was it necessary to make these recharges? It's for him to explain, Lord.
But the question presupposes, my lord, and I stand by that, that the Vodacom number had data or airtime in it, because I can only make use of a device if it's got data or airtime. So the question presupposes that that Vodacom number had airtime or data.
But the witness can answer for himself, my lord. He can state what the position was. But, we think it's a fair question. Are you able to proffer an explanation, Mr. Sibiya?
Uyakwazi ukunikezela ke ngencazelo mnumzane Sibiya?
Ngoba mina bengisebenzisa le Vodacom le number igcina ngo137.
Since I was using this number, Vodacom number that ends with 137,
u-MTN bengingenawo mina u-MTN wami uloya ogcina ngo909
And I did not have a MTN at that time. The MTN number that I used ended with 909.
kodwa ekhaya bakhona abasebenzisa u-MTN umama besebenzisa MTN
But at home, there are people who were using ATM, and my mom was also one of the people who was using MTN.
so noma ngeke ngikhumbule ukuthi ngangisuke ngithengela umama wakwenzakalani kodwa nje mina ifoni bengisebenzisa uVodacom lo obonakala ngale ogcina ngo137
Even though I would not recall at this present moment as to whom was I buying buying it for, but there were other people who were using a MTN at home, and I was using this Vodacom number.
Yes, but up to now, Mr. Sibiya, you had considered that you are the one who made these purchases. You never mentioned that you were buying them for anyone else. It was only when we raised the issue of your other Vodacom number that you're now raising the issue of possibly purchasing the units for someone else.
Kuze kube yimanje.
Unfair, my lord. That is unfair. The state is asking him, why was this high frequency of the buying of MTN? That's the explanation that is giving. Then the state comes and say, but why didn't you tell us earlier on? Who asked him that question earlier on? And in fact, my lord, and in fact, I'm just wondering what is the purpose of this exercise here. Because yesterday, the state took the whole day and it went through the bank statement, ultimately to come and tell this court that, by the way, what is that term that the state used? It was of no use or something like this. I am just wondering if this would not actually come to that kind of a situation. I'm just wondering, my lord, because the state took this witness through all the transactions that are contained in this particular exhibit. But I yet have to understand what is the gist of their cross-examination on this. In the light of what the state yesterday, it said it was immaterial or something like that.
Yes, Mr. What's the answer?
My lord, we have explained right in the beginning that the defense of the accused was that from March 2013 until 2015, he was in KZN, he never returned to Gauteng.
Yeah.
And we made it clear, my lord, that we're presenting these bank statements to show that there were transactions in Gauteng that refute his allegation that he never returned to Gauteng. That is the purpose of this exercise. The page that counsel is referring to of yesterday, my lord, is just a form that was completed by an agent regarding a commission. We're just referring to just that one page, that it doesn't bear any relevance to this proceedings. It's just about an agent who processed that application, and that's just merely for, for purposes of commission. And it was on that basis, my lord, that we said that that one page can be left out of recording, my lord.
Yes.
My lord, just to respond to my learned colleague to say what the purpose of this exercise is. If we look at Exhibit EE1 and the relevant transactions being the 18th of October 2014 to the 31st of October 2014, which is what is called by my learned colleague that there's a frequency of prepaid purchase from MTN. It does not even satisfy his purpose because this, my lord, does not even show where these transactions were performed.
But this exercise is it not for argument?
It is for argument, my lord.
Yeah,
but
so,
my
I mean by
learned
you,
colleagues- Yes.
because he is leading that evidence.
Yes.
And he gives a proposition that he's doing so because the defense of Mr. Sibiya is that from 2013 to 2015, he was not in Gauteng. Okay.
Let me just
That's the reason.
Let me respond with this anecdote, my lord. And I like to say it here in this court. I think I've mentioned it once or twice or thrice. What is good for the gander must be good for the goose as well. Whenever we raise issues here in court, we'll be told, leave it for argument. Where is this leading to? Similarly, Mr. Baloyima has been asked, where is this leading to?
As a court, please, my lord, maybe it's
Where is this leading to?
appropriate time. It's
Sir,
we've already
where is this leading to?
we have placed on
Then say I
record.
must ask you that way.
No, my lord.
Mr.
No, I'm
Mr. Mnis.
sorry, Mr. Baloyi.
Just sit down, please.
No.
Just sit down.
No.
Sir,
No.
where is it leading to?
My lord, this lays the basis for the argument by the state at the later stage that during the period leading up to the deceased's killing and thereafter, that the accused used another cell phone for purposes of communication in order for this communication not to be picked up. He did not use his normal Vodacom number, and as we've indicated on the date that the deceased was killed on the 26th of October, there was a prepaid purchase MTN in the amount of 30 rand. So that lays the state lays the basis, to argue at the later stage, my lord, that it shows that there was communication on a cell phone other than the one that is known, my lord. And yeah, it's part of the transactions, my lord, that will go to refuting the evidence, the version by the accused that from March 2013 to 2015, he was in KZN. So they form part of, the whole transactions. We cannot leave anything, my lord. We include them in the whole basket of the evidence that tend to show that the accused was in Gauteng during the period that is said that he was in KZN, my lord. That is the whole basis of the exercise.
Okay.
Right. The next transaction, and I see, my lord, it's almost time for the short adjournment. Maybe we can take the short adjournment at this point.
Okay.